Morning, guys. Early Sunday morning. I didn't know if anybody would show up. Let's see if anybody pops in here this morning. Not really doing anything. Getting ready to start rolling here in about 15, 20 minutes. Just seeing if anybody's going to pop up. Kind of experimenting here a little bit, guys, to see, basically who's up. I know it's a holiday weekend. This turns out to be a bust. I'll just delete it. We'll give it a couple minutes here and see if anybody pops in. If not, I'll end it. I just wanted to see, how things are going. I put a short up earlier. It never ceases to amaze me. The truck parking, there's literally 50 spots that are open, but they still like to park on the side, like where the scales are, where they're not supposed to, where it says no parking. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. There's the wife texting me. I'm surprised that she's up. Guys, I'm figuring this YouTube stuff out. I don't know it all, obviously, but just trying different things to see what works and what makes sense. What's going on, Pop Tart? How are you tonight? I hope you're well. Just trying to waste a little time. Just trying to waste a little time seeing what's going on with everybody tonight. Surprised you're up. Don't you have a life, Pop Tart? Because I don't. I'm always out here working. There's Nathan. What's going on, Nathan? How are you tonight, buddy? Things are going well. Just kind of going to go over my numbers, but I don't know if people that are in here really care about what my numbers are. I'm probably going to have to do a video about my numbers. Yeah. So Pop Tart, yeah, I'm up. I'm about 15 minutes out, and I'm gonna start moving here in a few minutes. I've got a load that I'm picking up in good old Jacksonville, going up to somewhere up around Gary, Indiana. It's about 900 miles. It's about a day and a half trip. Got 4 people in here, believe it or not. Everybody's up like me, but I'm not gonna make a big deal about putting out numbers and stuff. I've never been that guy, but for the first couple weeks that I'm out here, I've got a bunch of haters that have been on here, and that's okay because, guys, I got to tell you, man, they've always told me, and I've never really understood this, but turn this light on, maybe that'll help a little bit. Maybe it doesn't. The haters, I've gained like 90 something subscribers in the since Monday actually, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't get it. Yeah, trucking has both of us up. Yes, it does. But my channel, I'm at 1,600 subscribers. I mean, literally 90 subscribers. I remember on Monday I was looking, it was just barely touched 1,500. What would be cool, and I'm probably gonna do this. Today is the 25th. I'm gonna keep pumping out videos all week, and I'm going to try and get myself close to 2,000 if it's a possibility. It'd be kind of cool to hit 2,000. You have haters because of the recruiting part. Yeah, I get it, Alaska. But, the thing is about me and the recruiting, and you can't disagree, that's one thing that I've always talked about every company that I went to recruit. And I didn't recruit anybody when I didn't think it was a good situation. Like F2F, I didn't think F2F was a good situation. Schneider was okay, but then again, I had 2 people that came to Schneider the whole time that I was there, and I didn't really advertise it. I just had people that called me privately. I've never advertised the recruiting thing until now, and the only reason that I'm doing it now is because I know that you can make it at Swift. It's a great company. I'm not trying to be, the gay Cowboys here or anything, and just, say it's the, the best known seeker or anything like that, but in reality, it is a good company. I've never made it a secret that, that I didn't want to do, that I wanted to do recruiting. It's a part of, it's the salesman in me. I've always had that. I sold cars for years, and I enjoy doing it. And plus, honestly, every company that I went to pays very well. So let me put it this way to you. I recruited 2 people to Schneider, okay? And they paid very well. Right before I left, about a month before I left, they raised, and I think they still have it. When you recruit somebody over there, they pay you $5,000 to bring somebody over. $5,000. Now, granted, you get 2,500 of it after the first 3 weeks, and then you get the other 25 broken up into like a 6 month period. I don't make anywhere near that here at Swift when I recruit somebody in. And I had 4 people that was coming over to Schneider before I left, and I never saw that money because I left. So, guys, you got to understand, I don't recruit when I think it's a bad situation. I left Schneider, and I made it very perfectly clear that I didn't want to recruit over there. And same thing with F2F. I not once ever mentioned anybody to come to F2F. I tried to work a deal out with them to do some recruiting, and it didn't, pan through. And even if it did pan through and they wanted to do it, I still wouldn't have recruited with them because, it's too. I couldn't even make money over there. Well, let me rephrase that. I always made money, but I didn't make the money that I thought I needed to make with the truck that I owned. That's the thing. Pop Tart says, hate, envy, jealousy. So I appreciate the hate as long as the outcome is income. That's a good statement. I'm going to go back and copy that. That's a real good one. Nathan says, in the last live stream, you said you use your own fuel card. How does that work? So basically, I have the ES Advantage card once a month, and usually around the second or third, Swift sends out a message saying, hey guys, if you've used your personal fuel card, please send over your fuel receipt. So I go to the app. There's a PDF file that I can get downloaded, and I send it over to the office, to the payroll office, so they can figure out the other. You can also call ES Advantage, and they can email it to you too. Hate is not envy. Yes and no. I can understand that. Or jealousy, he says. It's just, I don't know, just opinions, I guess. It kind of is in a roundabout way, in my opinion, but, whatever. I didn't pop in here to start any arguments, and I honestly didn't pop in here to start doing any recruiting. Just kind of experimenting to see, who's up this hour of the night, and who wanted to come in and just kind of chat for a while. I don't have a whole lot of time here to play around, but just been experimenting, honestly, guys. Trying to figure everything out, trying to figure this YouTube thing out. And, again, I've always said that my YouTube has grown organically. I haven't, paid for any subscriptions, which a lot of guys do that. I'm true to my word as much as I possibly can when it comes to being honest about all the different jobs that I've had. And a lot of people have issues with you jumping around, but you know what? You got your own truck. You are, and I've said it from day one, you are like a professional athlete. You have to go and make the decisions that are best for you, your family, and your company. I've always said that, and I'll always be that way. And if it doesn't work out at Swift, if anything ever goes south, guess what? I'll pack up and move on and go somewhere else again. I can understand why people are hating on you. I don't think it's envy or jealousy in this circumstance. Maybe so. Not arguing with you. Maybe you might be right. It just never ceases to amaze me. And Alaska, you've never really judged me about jumping around. You've always been kind of in the background with it, saying, "Why do you do it?" If you stick around, things might get better. I get that and I understand that. But what ceases to amaze me is people that give their suggestions. You jump around too much. Nobody's going to hire you, and they make all these assumptions, which just isn't true. Because in reality, if you have your own truck, you got a clean driving record. They don't give a shit how many different companies you work for. I don't care what anybody says. Now, there might be one or two companies out there that do give a shit. Actually, Christensen is one of those companies. But, not all companies are going to be that way. Alaska says, I don't think anyone really cares if you jump around. It's the recruiting part that I personally don't like. LOL. But, hey, make the money whichever way you can. So, and and I've never been, a person to hide anything. Yeah, I am recruiting. Yes, I do get paid for it. Um, honestly, guys, if Swift is going to pay out the money or whatever company you decide to go to, if they're going to pay you to bring people over, why not take advantage of it? I mean, seriously, guys, I've never understood that. I've got a couple guys that I talk to on a regular basis, and they don't, they don't understand it. I've offered this position to a lot of people to come on here on YouTube and recruit with me, but nobody wants to do it. That's what really surprises me. Nobody wants to do it, and that's okay. That's fine. Everybody to each their own. Um, but again, Alaska, I appreciate your comments, and we do have, an understanding about it and everything. But hey, the money's there. You might as well make it. So, got 5 people in here. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Because I'm going to be about another 10 or 15 minutes here, and I'm going to start doing a pre-trip and get my night started. I appreciate you guys coming, checking out the live tonight. I mean, if we could put some comments up here and keep it going, I wouldn't mind keeping it going if anybody has anything to talk about. Man, I got to tell you guys, it was hot in Florida today and tonight. It's still 81 degrees, but damn, it feels like it's 90 something out there. It was like 101 this afternoon where I live at. Very interesting. Wife's texting me, sending me cat pictures as always. Going home this weekend, and I'm ready to go home and relax and get in the pool and enjoy a little heat. Go to my little Irish bar and get some fish and chips and some good food. If you like the idea I mentioned before, the trailer idea, is that what you're talking about? If that's it, absolutely. I think that trailer idea is awesome. Is that what you're talking about, Pop Tart? Because I know Country wants to talk to you about that. I don't know if you have Country's number, but we can definitely get you guys in contact with each other. I might have another guy that might be interested too that doesn't live too far from you either. Okay, so that is what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it's an awesome idea. You get it together, and you're not going to have any problems finding people that want to rent trailers from you. I can promise you that. Matter of fact, you can be very selective in who you want to put with those trailers too, because there's a lot of people out there that need trailers. Good on you for getting rid of the International. Those engines are garbage after a certain amount of miles. No shop wants to work on them. I heard that. I got to tell you the truth, Alaska. I was scared to death to get this International with the A36, but I got to tell you, man, the damn thing pulls. I've driven Kenworth with Cummins. I've driven Peterbilt with Cummins. I've driven Freightliners with Detroit. I've driven the Volvo. I've driven just about every truck engine out there. I got to tell you, and I had a pack car too in a Kenworth, believe it or not. But I got to tell you, I'm impressed with this A36. It pulls. Now, it's not the fastest by any means. It is a 13 liter. It's actually smaller than 13 liter. It's like 12.9 something. But I got to tell you, it'll surprise you. And yeah, I know what you're talking about. That a lot of the guys don't want to work on them, and I know the parts are a little bit harder to get a hold of. B. Russ says, in general, which is the best mix of making money in hometown, OTR, regional, or local? Definitely not local. Local, I mean, you're kind of bound to a certain amount of a salary that you're going to make. I got a buddy of mine that got rid of his SFI truck, went back home, did local. He's making about, after taxes and everything, $1,200 to $1,300 a week. That's about it. It's going to be the same amount of money. The problem is you only have a certain amount of hours, and they're just not going to pay you, what you need to be making. Now, if you get into a regional thing with like an LTL carrier, they're pretty good. But a lot of the LTL carriers, if you're running, the nighttime shift, you're going to be teaming with somebody, and you're going to be running, cross country, and it'll be a weekly deal as a regional. Now they do have local positions, but again, the local thing to me is just totally out. And if you can stand it with your family and stuff, OTR is always going to be the way to go, in my opinion. With regional, with the LTL carriers, and again, I haven't looked at it in a few years. I don't know if they've gotten much in a raise, but you're looking at 1,800, 2,200 a week, give or take, with the LTL carriers. OTR, man, it's unlimited, really. I mean, you can have a really really good week, and then you can have a really really bad week. Unfortunately, that's kind of how the spot market is. Any of these people that are on here that run the spot market, they can tell you the same thing. Chances of you having a good week every single week is pretty slim in today's market. I mean, that doesn't mean it won't change, but that's the way it is right now. Alaska Hall, I'm sure they run decent while they run. The problem starts when they don't run good anymore. Yeah, I agree with that. So, B. Russ, back to your question, making money in home time. I think OTR is the best way to go, and except for this past time, and I'll explain that in a minute. I go home about every 2 weeks, 2.5, 10 to 17 days, somewhere in that area is when I go home. Here, this turnaround, I'm gonna be out almost 7 weeks this time, and the reason is because I made the switch to F2F. Never really made a whole lot of money like I was planning on. Got behind on a few things, then came back to Swift almost immediately, and I haven't went home since I worked with Snyder. And that was by design, honestly, because I needed to get caught up on everything. Not that I chose to do that by any means. I'm a volunteer umpire, so I need to be home more. Well, that just kind of depends on how often do you need to be home. Is it always on weekends? Sometimes if you run OTR, the Super Ego guy, man, he's making a big challenge there. But sometimes it becomes a difficult feat to get home on a weekend, every single weekend, because these shippers and receivers and loads, they don't care about you, and that's the problem. They just absolutely don't care. If they get a chance to hold you up for whatever reason, and again, I don't think it's done purposely, but it's just unpredictable sometimes. Pop Tart says, so trailers are literally the cheapest maintenance, and the only some lights and tires. Trucks have to fuel, lights, tires, engine breakdown. So I'll come out well. Yeah, I think you're going to do just fine. And believe it or not, when I was at F2F, and here's the thing, when I was at F2F, I called a lot of the big companies like Extra and some of those other ones that you see. They will not even lease a trailer to a one operator entity. So if you say you start off with 5 trailers or whatever you're going to start off with, get 5 people in it, take your money and multiply it and keep doing it, but service the one guy operators. Even though you probably might make more money on a corporate level with the bigger companies, service the one guy operators, because they're the ones that need the trailers, and sometimes they're not able to get them. That's one thing that I discovered while doing this. So maintenance, fuel, insurance, driver's pay, total tax breakdown, all the trucks is where all your profit goes. That is true. Absolutely. Yes, that is totally true. Oh, man. I do not want to drive tonight, but if I don't drive tonight and get a head start on this, I'm gonna get behind on my travels, and I don't want to do that. I got all the way till Tuesday for delivery on this, and honestly, I was gonna probably try and get a 34 in, but the more and more I thought about it, I don't really need a 34 because I got good recap hours coming for the next couple of days, and I'm going home Thursday anyways, and I'll end up doing a 34 at home. But it just doesn't. If I can do it, I'll have it. I'll make it happen, because no matter what, the load delivers Tuesday at 9 a.m. Excuse me. But I'm going to take my time getting up there. There's no reason to rush, the 800 miles or whatever. I got high school. I say high school, but we were friends ever since elementary. We've been friends since we were freaking 5 years old. And every time I go through Louisville, that's where I'm from originally, I catch up with him, and we go catch a movie or get a bite to eat or something. I'm gonna probably stop in Louisville, along the way, and catch up with him and see how things are going. We had a friend that we've known since we were 5. Also, the 3 of us. just passed away about a month and a half ago. Um, he was very obese. He was pushing. I don't know if he was 500 pounds, but he was pretty close to that. And he's had complications with his heart. He's 50. He would have been 54. Yeah, he's my age, 54. He's a year younger than me, but he's 54. And it's sad, but my buddy Darren's taking it really hard. I try to catch up with him as much as I can. They were really close. So B-Rush says, I saw that CBSA wants to crack down on PC. Yeah, Miranda put that video out. I got to tell you the truth, guys. When I was at Snyder, I used PC to go home, and they used to bitch and complain at me. But I got to tell you the truth over here, I don't see myself needing to use PC ever. I'm never out of time. I've used PC maybe twice, and that was just, because I sat at a shipper one night for 6 hours, and I had the PC off the property to the truck stop. It wasn't my fault, and I documented it and went to the truck stop that was literally 15 miles away. But I haven't had to use PC at all because I'm not running the deadhead miles that I ran, JB Hunt, Schneider, F2F, all these different companies. So I've been pretty fortunate with that. Raymond Hauser says, Morning Rabbit. Has over the OTR gotten any better? I'm still driving local because I'm gun shy with OTR. It's hard out here. Hey, Raymond, there's really no reason to be gun shy, even through the worst market. And I put a video not too long ago about this. Even through the worst market, I still made a decent paycheck. I did a lot of jumping around to get to where I needed to be with paychecks, and companies pissing me off for stupid reasons, and just not treating you like you're a 20-year veteran. I mean, I've been driving for over 20 years, and when they try to tell you you need to do it this way or you need to do it that way, well, guess what? I know what the law is. I know how it reads. Well, this is how we do things here. I'm like, well, okay. Nobody, you got to tell a person that's how you do it, or they're not going to know. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all that again. But Raymond, it's always a good time to get into trucking. If you want to get into this, man, by all means, give me a call. I put my number in every video. Look my number up. It's out there. It's easy to get a hold of. I'll go over everything with you. I think I've talked to you in the past, if I'm not mistaken. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. And again, I don't have my recruiter hat on tonight, but I'll tell you I'll help you figure out what's right for you, whether it's here or whether it's at another company that I've been to. Every company doesn't fit everybody. Pop Tart says, our insurance got an increase. Have you had any insurance increase? Nope. Pop Tart, you might want to look into Sebrite Insurance. That's the insurance that me and Dee have, and I think they're very fair on their insurance. Put it this way, they were $100 a month cheaper than any other company that I called. Now, granted, my truck's a 19, but they offer other things that come with the insurance. Like I have, brake. Vandalism. I have like a $5,000 policy for vandalism. I also have a $5,000 policy where they'll pay my truck payment up to $5,000 if I have a crash or something like that. Yeah, you need to look up Sebrite. Trucker Q says, hello people. Hey Trucker Q, how are you? What else is going on, guys? But Raymond, yeah, give me a holler, bud. I'll put my number up here real quick so you can write it down if you need to. That's my phone number. That's how you can get a hold of me. Guys, don't be gun shy of getting into this right now. A lot of people are telling people not to get into it, but the reality of it is, if you don't get into it, soon, just like they did, COVID, truck prices are going to go up again. Everybody's going to want to get back into it again. So you might as well, put yourself in it, get you a cheap truck, get into it. By the way, I've got a truck for sale if anybody wants to buy it. Still thinking about buying it if I get a decent deal out of it. Not asking a lot of money for it. But anyway, it's always a good time to get into it. Pop Tart says insurance increased an extra $100, $100,000 yearly a few months. So we went from $300,000 to $400,000 just in insurance. Wow. Yeah, you need to You need to give Sebrite a call. I don't know if they'll be able to help you, but they'll be honest with you about it. Any option on Swift versus Night? I can't give you anything on Night because I've never worked there. I think they mirror a lot of stuff the same ways, even though they're two separate entities, but they're basically merged together. I don't have any experience with Night, to be quite honest with you, so I can't give you anything. Now I can tell you, if you lease a truck from either one of them, it's going to be the same company. It's Interstate, let's see, IEL, Interstate Enterprise Leasing is the name of their company. So if you lease a truck, it's going to be through there. I don't think Knight has a lot of lease trucks out there. I think Swift has about 1,400-ish. And when I say 1,400, it could be guys like me too that own their own truck. I don't know how many lease trucks are out there, but Knight, I don't have any idea what their numbers are. When I heard before, Knight is like 3,000 to 4,000 drivers, whereas Swift has like 17,000 drivers. And I'm talking company guys. And I don't know that number on the owner-operators. Trucker Q, I'm looking to do a lease or get my own truck. I've been a company driver going on 3 years, but I want to try the owner-operate. Trucker Q, by all means, man, give me a call. I'll give you my 2 cents on every company that I've been to. But everybody makes fun of me, but you know what? You can use me as a guinea pig. I can tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly with the 7 or companies or whatever I've done in the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever it's been. A couple of them I've been back several times, like Swift. I've been back for the 4th time. There's really no company that fits everybody. You got to kind of talk to a guy like me that's been to several different places, and I'll give you the glory of all of them, and I'll tell you the ups and downs and bad from all of them. Feel free to give me a call. I'll put my number up here again so you can write it down. I'll be driving most of the day tomorrow, and I'll be up, so feel free to give me a call anytime tomorrow. I'll be more than happy to talk with you. Not trying to put that recruiting hat on tonight, but that's okay. I'll help you guys out. All right, Trucker Q. I started off with Swift, but they won't hire me back after me and my driver leader got into it. Call me. I can get you back on. If you really want to come back here, I'm pretty confident I can get you back on. What terminal were you based out of, by the way? And were you a company driver? Because the owner-operator side is a completely different animal than the company side, just to let you know. I'm pretty confident I can get you hired back if you want to come back. I got a feeling you were probably a company driver, weren't you? See, I've never been a company driver. I've never been a company driver really anywhere other than local jobs. Oh, wow, you were at the Greer Terminal. That's where I'm based out of, too. Yeah, give me a call, man. I can probably help you get back in if you want to. Or I can steer you to another company if that's what you want. So Raymond says Z Transportation is pushing hard for drivers now. Any info on them? Not any logical info, just like, and I'm not comparing them by any means, but Super Ego, Hirschbach, you get information from what you hear on the internet. I heard that Z Transportation, they like to run you to death. I think they're a legit company, but I think they like to run you to death, and I don't think the pay is all that great. 50-something cents a mile. I get the Facebook feeds all the time for them, too. Yeah, they've always pushed really hard. They show their new Volvos that they've got. They've got some Peterbilts. They always push that out there. But other than that, no, I don't really have anything on them. So you were a company driver. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty comfortable that we can probably get you back in here because, like I said, the owner-operator division is a whole different world. The only thing is you got to have 1 year of driving experience within the last 3 or 2 years within the last 5. As long as you got that, well, you got that because you worked at Swift before. We can get you rehired. Trucker Q, leasing isn't set up for you to win. I'm not saying that you can't win, but it's just saying it's not set up for you to win. I'd stay company with wherever you go with. So Pop-Tart, one thing that Swift does that is unusual with every company, if you get into training, and again, training's not for everybody. I'm going to do it again. But if you get into training, unlike companies like Prime, to where Prime makes the driver, the instructor, the driver instructor, pay for the salary. Well, here, guess what? You drive 5,000 miles a week with your trainee, you're getting paid all those miles. So if you do that and work with a trainee, you're getting paid all those miles, and Swift pays the trainee. And then when you're done, they give you a $250 bonus at the end when he graduates. So it's not a bad gig. I mean, if you do extra stuff, you get into a nice dedicated Walmart account or Bush Baked Beans or Target as a solo driver, you can make some decent money too. So it's not all bad when you lease. I just would never do company in any of these mega carriers. I just don't think they pay enough, in my opinion. Honestly, I don't even know what Swift starts out as a company driver. I really don't. Excuse me. Well, hopefully, Raymond, you'll give me a call tomorrow, man, and I'll try to steer you in the right direction. Same thing, Trucker Q, if you want to call me. Absolutely, man. B. Russ, I'm guessing that you're trying to decide between Swift and Knight, huh? So you were on the Lowe's account? Was that at Swift? Pop-Tart says you can buy old iron to start off with if you're looking to become an owner-operator. Yep. Hey, speaking of which, Pop-Tart, my truck is for sale if you're interested in buying a good truck. I know you like the Peterbilts, but we see Swift all the time here picking up chicken from Wayne Sanderson. Yep. I think they have that account. I think it's all I think it's a dedicated company account, if I'm not mistaken. B. Russ says yes. Again, I can't really tell you anything about Knight. Now, there is a guy on YouTube, Trucking with the 7 C's. He worked at Knight, and he ended up buying the truck from Knight, went to Landstar with the truck, and then he got his own authority. He puts out good content, too. If you want to know something about Knight, he would probably be the one that I would contact about Knight. You know, not that I'm trying to sell myself out. I want you at Swift, obviously, but if you really want to look at both of them, I'd get in contact with him. Trucking with the 7 C's. He seems like a decent guy. Honestly, I would like to try to get him to come on one of my lives with me because I think he puts out great content. All right, guys. Anybody got any other questions? We're gonna cut this live a little loose. We did 32 minutes tonight with about 7 people. Hey, no problem, B. Russ. Give me a ring tomorrow, man, and just like I tell the other guys, I'll be more than happy to go over stuff with you guys. No, not all dedicated. We see all the big boys coming to the plant. Well, I was talking about maybe the trucks that come in from Swift it might be a dedicated account. Because sometimes big companies like that might have several different carriers that are dedicated. Trucker Q says, I watched 7 Seasons. 7 Seasons? I'm lost there. I don't know what that is. Oh, you talking about 7 C's? Yeah. He's a good guy. I think, anyways. Pop-Tart says, I've got 25 trucks. What's the buyout on that truck? I will sell it the way it is for $30,000. And that's just basically paying my truck off and giving me my investment. I think, and it's only got 438,000 miles on it with 5,000 engine hours. So it's got very low engine hours, and for the age, it's got really low miles, too. It was an old Prime truck, had an APU on it, pretty much its whole life. But I think I can get 35 or 40 if I put it on Facebook or something like that, or find it. And I can get a driver from Miami to come up and buy it for 35 all day, I believe. But I'd sell it for 30 if he wanted to buy it. He is really into yes, he is, man. He's into the numbers so much that it makes my brain hurt sometimes. Yeah, 7 C's. Good night, Raymond. Yeah, don't hesitate to call me, buddy. I'll give you the good, bad, and the ugly. And honestly, I didn't plan on coming on here tonight doing any recruiting, but I don't mind helping you guys out, obviously. And just like I tell everybody all the time, hey, Swift might not be the answer for you, and that's okay. I'll try to help you find the right answer. 8 people in here. I hate to cut this live off, guys, but I really do got to get going here. Anybody got any last questions, and I'm going to pop it off. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all coming in tonight, and I'll probably pop out a video here in the next day or two, kind of going over some numbers. Don't forget the live on Thursday. I might pop up and do more lives randomly just to see how things are going. All right, Pop-Tart. Am I a little high on that Pop-Tart, or does that sound like a good deal? Have a good night, B. Russ. I appreciate it. Waiting for your answer, then I'm going to cut it off. I think it's a pretty fair price. Take care there, Trucker Q. I'll talk to you as soon as you call, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, Pop-Tart, I guess you got off. Oh, there you are. She says, no, it's too cheap, go up. Yeah, but I'm only interested in getting my money back. If you want it, let me know. Or if you know somebody that does, let me know. I missed the lives during the week. I'm working nights. I'm going to be doing lives on Thursday nights. Just to let you know, Raymond, that's my night. I didn't want to interrupt anybody else's live, so I tried to pick a live night where nobody else goes live. You're giving it. I know I'm giving it away, but you know I've got other avenues that I want to go down. Honestly, I just want to get my money back. But, all right, guys, you all have a good night, and we will talk soon. Good night. Be careful. Stay safe, says Pop-Tart. Good night, guys. See y'all later.